The cologne reached me before her voice did. Sharp. Expensive. Wrong. I stood in the doorway, keys still warm in my hand, watching her lift her dress from the chair and smooth it like nothing had happened. Like it was just fabric. Like smells don't linger when memories do. She looked up, startled, but only for a second. "Hey," she said, casual, practiced. I didn't answer. I stepped closer. The scent grew louder. It wasn't mine. It never had been. She followed my eyes, smiled thinly. "Crowded bar," she said, already shrugging it off. "You know how it is?" I nodded, slow, calm. Inside, something shifted. Not shattered, aligned. I had come home early because of a notification. A small red dot on my screen. A system alert I'd set months ago and forgotten about. A camera auto-syncing to cloud storage. Time-stamped, tagged. She turned away, heading for the bathroom, humming under her breath. No fear, no guilt. Just routine. That was the moment I knew. Not that she was lying, but that she believed I was blind. We'd been married 9 years, long enough to recognize patterns, long enough to feel when the air changes. The late nights started subtly. An extra hour here, a missed call there. She blamed work, friends, traffic, always something ordinary, always reasonable. I wanted to believe her. That's the lie we tell ourselves. That belief is love. But love doesn't ignore data. The cologne was the first physical proof. The first thing that didn't rely on instinct or insecurity. It was real, chemical, чужой. That night she slept easily. Curled toward me, breathing steady. I stared at the ceiling, replaying everything I'd dismissed. The locked phone. The new passcode. The way she'd started showering the moment she got home. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is what guilty people prepare for. Instead, I listened. I noticed how she stopped saying my name. How conversations became logistics, groceries, bills, silence, padded with television noise. I started seeing the gaps, the spaces where someone else fit. And beneath it all, a quieter realization settled in. This wasn't sudden. It was careful. Planned. I wasn't angry yet. Anger is loud, messy. What I felt was colder. I needed to know how deep it went. I became patient. I reviewed phone records during lunch breaks, numbers that repeated. Always late, always brief. I synced devices. Old passwords still worked. She'd underestimated nostalgia. I watched location pings drift across the city like a second life unfolding. Bars she'd never mentioned. Streets I'd never driven. I installed nothing. Changed nothing. I let her believe she was in control. At home, I smiled. Asked about her day. Listened like a man who still trusted. Inside, I was cataloging. Dates, times, patterns. Then came the footage. The camera was meant for security. Motion activated. Facing the back. Entrance of our building. I'd set it after a break-in scare years ago. I forgot about it. She didn't. Until it remembered her. I watched the clip alone late at night. No sound at first. Just images. Her laughing, leaning into a man I'd never seen. His hand on the small of her back. Familiar. Confident. They kissed like it wasn't the first time. I watched it 3 times. Not to punish myself, but to make it real. Still, I waited. Because truth is more powerful when it's complete. The confirmation came quietly. A name matched a number. A face matched a profile. He worked nearby, married, 2 kids. Predictable. I downloaded everything. Backups of backups. I didn't rush. I didn't tremble. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't dramatic. I placed my phone on the table. Pressed play. Didn't look at her. She watched herself betray me in silence. Halfway through, she reached for the phone. I slid it just out of reach. "It's not," she started. I raised a finger. She stopped. Her breathing changed, shallow, fast. I asked one question. Calm, measured. "How long?" She cried. Of course she did. Tears are currency when words fail. I nodded, as if confirming a theory. I wasn't broken. I was done. I emailed everything to his wife first. Time-stamped, anonymous, precise. Then I told mine. "I already moved the money," I said, standing. "Half of it. Fair is fair." Her face collapsed. "You can't just—" "I can," I said. And I did. I left her with the footage paused on the screen, her face frozen mid-lie, a mirror she couldn't turn away from. I didn't take everything, just my dignity. That night I slept somewhere else. Somewhere quiet. She called, texted, apologized in paragraphs. I didn't respond. Silence is the most honest answer. Weeks passed. The divorce was clean, efficient. She looked smaller every time I saw her, like someone who lost a language and didn't know how to speak anymore. I felt light, not happy. Never that, but clear. Betrayal doesn't destroy you. It reveals what you're willing to live without. I walked away without looking back. Some truths don't need forgiveness. They need distance. And once you see everything clearly, you never smell the cologne again.